Hi everyone, it's Lisa from K9 Clipz Dog Grooming Tips, and today we have two beautiful girls here. This is Aisha Bailey, and yeah, she has two first names, and she is a Shih Tzu cross, and she's about 9.5 years old. And this is Brandy Lee, and she is a Schnoodle, which is a Schnauzer crossed with a Poodle. And today, they're from the same household, but today I'm going to be showing you trimming the face area, the feet, and the nails, as well as trimming up the bum area, and just giving you the harder areas on a dog to groom. So I had a little bit of difficulty putting the title in, so sorry about that. But yeah, today we're just gonna, I kind of did a quick trim of the body already, because this is kind of what comes to me if somebody does their dog from home. I find, of course, the feet, face, bum area, plucking the ears are always a little bit more difficult. That is more difficult to learn how to groom on your dog. And so I thought I'd just do a little demonstration on that. And these two girls come to me always bathed, so they are ready to go. So we're just going to start on one today and then work our way to the next one. But they're both really good models for us as well. Yes, they are. So we're going to put Aisha Bailey down. And we'll get started on Brandy Lee. And please feel free to ask questions. I do these lives knowing that there's going to be questions, so I try to, I will have to get back here on the dryer. But I've been using the same dryer for a very long time, so I will I will for sure answer before we're done today, but I have it actually, it's in the other room. I have it piped through the wall so that I just have the hose here, so I don't like to have the big volume or the noise of the dryer in the same room with me. So my husband hooked it up so it's actually piped in from another room, so it's a little bit quieter for the dogs. All right, so I'm going to start on the feet here. So this is generally, like I said, when a dog comes to me. Oh, good. Glad you made it, Christine. Usually the owners have a little more difficulty with the feet, so I kind of just left them as they usually come to me. I don't know, can't talk. It's the end of my day. So I'm just going to do a cleanup of the foot. I will use the clippers and I'm going to use scissors to show you both methods. And it's pretty common for dogs not to like to be groomed. These dogs actually like coming and visiting my dog once in a while, so they're pretty excited to come until they know they're going to be groomed. Although you can see they're still really good girls. So I'm going to do this side with the scissors, and then I'm going to go back and do the other side with the clippers. So you can get both examples of trimming the feet. I actually did a short video today, and I was going to use the clippers, and that lasted for about 10 seconds because the dog did not like it. And I went straight into the scissors, and then the dog actually calmed right down. Actually, I use that comparison a lot of times that, you know, I always tell the owners when the dog comes in a little bit nervous, I say, well, it's just like us going to the dentist. We don't like going. We don't really enjoy being there the whole time, but we do feel better when we're done. And we're happy we went, but we still will never be excited to go to the dentist. My owners are always pretty happy because after the grooming's done, they'll send me a text or a little picture, just saying how happy their dog is, that they're way more playful, especially if a dog comes in quite matted. They just get so much more energy and they feel so much better. So I prefer using scissors on their feet, but again, it's your own preference. And also, if you're grooming your own dog, it's what they prefer too. I kind of always see what the dog is feeling, and if they're really uncomfortable with something, I try something different. But of course, I always continue with the grooming process itself. Yes, she is. That's kind of why I picked these dogs too. It would be really hard to do a live video on a difficult dog. As much as I love showing how to groom them, I really can't focus on any questions or anything else but the dog. Usually that takes all my energy. So I kind of have choose these two good dogs. Yes, the black nails are always, you never know because they grow fast. As you can see, she didn't react. So I go as close as I can. I don't just trim just the tips because a lot of these dogs don't come to me. You know, they come every 2 months or 3 months, and a dog's nail can be done basically every month. So if you're trimming your dog's nails, just trim a little bit at the tips every month, and that would be great. You know, then you don't have to worry about going, you know, as far as I go. I'm just making sure that clot's up there. And then that alleviates any pressure on the foot too. You can see her nails are still a bit long, but what I did is try to get them, I'm just going to use the scissors here, kind of even with the pad. So that's kind of how I gauge, and I always push it down here, and I kind of gauge that way. All right, so we got a little loose hair there as well. Just gonna move her bum a little bit. So I will put the title in here. It kept I don't know, freezing on me, so I tried to type it in, but then it wouldn't take it, and then it would say it's not responding. So once it uploads, I'll go back and add the title in about the trimming of the feet and face and bum area. It's always exciting to tell the owners when I'll be doing a video on their dog. They're so excited to see how they do. And then so surprised when they stay like this. Oh, she has a mixture of some black nails and some white nails. Once I'm done the dogs, I'll kind of sneak out and check to see what brand my blow dryer is. But I've had the same blow dryer for over, well, I guess I didn't get it right at the beginning, so I think I got it about a year into grooming. So I've had the same blow dryer for 16 years. So, and I believe it was like $300 and some. So they're not cheap, but they sure do save you a lot of time rather than those hand dryers. Okay, let's trim your last nails here. And if you have any suggestions for a live video that you'd like to see, please let me know too. I sometimes find after the live video uploads, it doesn't post all the questions. So before I turn off this video, I actually go through all the comments to make sure I've answered all of them. Because I did that the first time, I thought, oh, I'll just go and, you know, respond to everyone by typing in, you know, comments, you know, what, you know, the questions, answer their questions. But a lot of the questions weren't there, so I actually had to, you know, apologize, because I always want to answer all the questions as well, right? But you can always make a comment on any of my videos that I post. And I do take the time to read each of them and respond. Maybe not as much if they're not nice comments, but I still read them. Everyone has a perspective. I don't have to agree with it. And they don't have to agree with mine. But if you're not nice, I don't like that. Okay, so we did the 2 feet, and I got distracted by the tail, sorry. Now I'm going to do the other 2. I always call them feet, but I know they're paws. Okay, yep. I can do that. I do have a few clients that get their mullets done. And there is a video already recorded on how to give your dog a mullet. So you can check that out in the playlist. There'll be unique grooms under that. So that's where that video is. So it's under unique groomings. And the mullet is in there. And I did a full video on that one. But yeah, I have one guy that really has grown out his mullet. So he looks pretty awesome. Okay, so right now I have a number 40 blade. You can also use a 10 blade or a 30 blade, some people use. And I'll see how she does. If she really doesn't like it, I'm going to switch back to the scissors. But we'll see how she does. Because you can see she's pretty relaxed and was pretty relaxed during the other process. So basically it's just getting in there. Oh, don't make it. They're not quite sure about that vibration. So. Does it differ? She's just not sure what's going on there with that feeling. And then also, if you're interested in seeing kind of behind the scenes or a little bit more personal interaction with the owners and stuff, I do have some memberships created as well. So if you'd like to join those, that would be great. And I give a different perspective of kind of what happens in between the groomings and also more interaction with the owners. just some unique, I guess, perspective from a dog groomer. There you go. She did really good with that. So I'm just trying to, oh, there we go. Just making sure I'm keeping up with the comments. So I'm just trying to get them to come up. There they are. So when I book these dog grooms, I'm purposely make the time to take a little bit of time because I do go slower. I want to make sure I can see the comments and answer any that I can. I know it's better to answer it live because you may not be able to stay the whole time, but I do appreciate your time. Okay, so we got one done with the clippers. Okay, we'll do the last paw here. And always the front ones are usually a little bit more sensitive. You can just see by just trying to touch it there. Yeah, you're doing really good. Okay, so I'll see if I can turn her a little bit. It's kind of hard to, yeah, she doesn't want to. I just wanted you to be able to see how I'm trimming the paw with the clippers. But she kind of wants to twist there, so. Okay, so she doesn't really like the clippers in there. I'm gonna see if there's a difference when I use the with the scissors. So she doesn't like the vibration. She doesn't really like me touching her front paws anyways. But I do find that they don't mind the scissors digging in there as much, so. After we get these feet down here, the paws, now we will go get her face done. And then the bum area, and then we'll be plucking the ears. So all those fun areas that are a little scary to do on your own when you're first starting out. That's quite normal. I don't know. I think they're calmer when I use the scissors, so I don't know. They don't seem to pull away as much. But again, it's up to you and what you're comfortable with. Sometimes there can be a little bit of matting in between these toes. That's why I come through the bottom there. Wait, a little bit here. Hi, Ange. Glad you can make it. Wondering where you were. Okay. Good girl. All right. Same thing. Everyone doesn't like my big scissors, but they are my favorite. And they're very versatile. I use them for everything, for their feet, for their legs, for the face. No, I just, and music for me. Hello. I'm glad to see you on here too. We'll just have to call you Music, unless you want to share your name. Oh, hi, Cindy. Glad you could join. Okay. So, Brandy has really nice, healthy ears. There's a little bit of hair in there, but really nice color. So, won't be too much plucking to do in there because there really isn't too much hair. But I like to trim around that ear canal just to keep that, so that air can come in and out of that ear, which keeps them nice and healthy. It's quite common again around the face and head here. That kind of gets missed. So you can either use the clippers or use the scissors. Again, whatever you're most comfortable with. When I'm doing the face here, I like to layer it downwards. So it's kind of in a layering look. You don't want it choppy where it's a square. Well, unless they like it like that. It really just depends on what the owner prefers. Yes, it is. I do appreciate everyone taking the time to come check out the live. I will eventually try to get more and more regular, but just getting used to all this stuff still. All right, so I'm gonna clean this out. You want to make sure there's no mats in there. There we go. I just took a little bit in there. It kind of fluffs it up a little bit. I don't want to take too much off the top of the nose, but it does keep those eyes a lot cleaner, which you can see. There we go. Okay. So when I am holding her, I'm using these two fingers at the back of the jawline, and I can use the top of the skull here. So I just kind of hold it like that so I can kind of hold her so she's not lifting her head up too high. I don't want to put any pressure on her throat. And this jaw move works pretty good even with the dogs that are resistant, and I do have lots of videos on those guys as well. and of that maneuver. So what I'll do is I'll hold them from the jaw, and then if they keep kind of lifting their head up, I'll hold at the top of the head as well until they kind of relax a bit, or tire out, I guess is more the correct word. I'll also put my finger up here too, I guess. I do like them to have the freedom of movement a little bit, but I also, of course, want them to, you know, feel comfortable. Thanks, I appreciate that. Thanks for joining. I just wanted to put on some videos of, I don't know, that are real life dog grooming. I've seen some dog groomers and they don't show all the stuff, or they just show the well-behaved dogs, you know, or the ones that aren't behaving, they'll show the face already trimmed or something like that. So I just wanted people to see that you don't have to restrain a dog to groom them. There's definitely some difficult dogs though that I do groom. I actually posted one yesterday, so that was the most difficult one I've ever done. Oh, she's got a mat here. So this is the other thing that sometimes owners will miss, are those little mats that kind of hide there. That's where these thinning shears kind of come in handy. So you can still keep that length without, you know, having that bulk of the mat. Ain't that good girl? She looks so happy. Are you so happy? It's always funny when they curl their ears back, because I like to make them straight, you know, pulling them down. And then they'll flip it up so then it still doesn't look even. But oh well. Same thing for their tails. Sometimes I'll kind of round their tail, you know, because generally when you're grooming, they're not going to hold it, you know, how they naturally hold it up. So I'll trim it, you know, how I think it looks. And then when the owner comes, of course, the tail goes up, and then I'm like, oops, gotta get that spot there. All right, so around the bum area is the other area that tends to get missed. So I left some hair in there. So usually I'll use clippers. So the body is done with a number 7. So just to leave a little bit of length, but it is still nice and short. So usually I'll use the one blade shorter that I have, which is the number 10. So I use the 10, 7, 5, 3 3/4, and 3/4 blades. So every other blade, I guess. A little bit of hair in there. And usually that inner leg as well. Just right there. You gotta be careful, of course, when you're trimming around where they pee, because sometimes there's lots of hair kind of clumped in there just from them peeing. And when it gets stuck on there, then it keeps getting stuck. And so it can get real sticky and You just want to make sure you're not grabbing anything else but the hair when you're doing that. Okay, so usually I'll stick my arm underneath to hold them up. But sometimes I want to sit down. But it always seems that this is the fastest area that grows in on a dog, and the face, of course. All those areas that, you know, wouldn't be bad if it grew the slowest. I'm just going to comb this out again. Got a big fluffy tail. Okay. So I think we got everything we wanted to get on her. She did really good. I'm going to check her ears. As I said, there's a little bit of hair in there. I like when she holds her ears up. It's like, what's going on? Okay. I just like to use a regular pair of tweezers. And you're just going to make sure you're only plucking the hair from inside of the ear canal. So I usually use the scissors and trim all around the outside here. I know Aisha, the Shih Tzu that's coming up next here, has quite a bit more hair in her ear. With the Shih Tzu in her, that's pretty common. Okay, gotta turn. I'm not a big fan of the ears, eh? That's okay. Almost. There we go. I know, they always want to smell it. Yeah, for Cooper, so Cooper's a Cocker Spaniel, so they have quite large pads, so you could use the clippers. And just kind of, when you go in there, you know, so use a 10 if you want, if that's what you have for the shortest, and you just kind of, especially with the Cocker Spaniel feet, they got, you know, lots of space in there, so you could really just dig in there with the clippers and get that hair out. If there's, you know, if it's snowy or wet, or there's a lot of pine needles and stuff, it's really good to get that hair out of there, because then that hair doesn't, you know, compact everything in there. But also, you know, if they get something stuck in there, it can easier for them to get it out, as well for you to find it. So definitely try with the clippers if you're a little nervous about the scissors. You can use the scissors, but again, it's all about your comfort level. So, right, if he's a little nervous with his feet, you know, and he moves around a lot more when you put those clippers in there, he probably will do better with scissors, even though you're more nervous. So it kind of, you know, you have to, the more confident you are, the more confident he will be as well. So, but just try a little bit. So you can start, for instance, just trimming just underneath. Don't go in between the pads at first. So get your comfort level up. So don't worry about digging in there. You know, I'll use my fingers and I use the scissors, but just go kind of flat and don't worry about digging it out. And that will help as well, even if you don't get in between the pads. So just a little bit at a time, and you'll get more and more comfortable as you do it. Okay, so I'm going to swap out Brandy Lee here and get her sister. Hi. Okay, come here. Come here. Right girl. Okay. And here is Aisha Bailey. So she's a Shih Tzu cross. And the sibling. You're welcome. I hope that helps. Now let me know how it goes. I love to hear how everyone's doing with their grooming. It's nice to hear when someone's using these tips and just starts grooming their own dog after so many years. I love hearing those stories. So, okay, little lady. Okay, come here. There we go. I'm going to start on her feet. Again, I'm going to use the clippers on this side because you can see better on this side because otherwise she kind of twists, which is normal for them. Oh, you're nervous. She was excited to come to me and me to pick her up until I put her on the table. The tail went right down. Okay, so there's the foot. So I got a number 40, but like I said, it's all right to use a number 10. Here's this bean stinker. So it's going to be hard to see, but just kind of, you just dig on in there. Well, see, and she doesn't mind the clippers. Whereas Brandy Lee kind of didn't like the vibration on her foot. Oh yes, I know. Brandy wants to go see my dog. Okay. Okay, go see if you can find him. Okay, let's keep going here. Yeah, and that's basically what you do. You just kind of dig on in there. So it all depends if your dog doesn't mind the vibration sound on their feet. And you should be able to get really good in there, Christine. Okay, and then usually I always finish up well, that's good here. Yeah, try those clippers because especially on the Cocker Spaniel, they got lots of space in there, so I think you'll be pleasantly surprised getting them in there. I do enjoy using the clippers on the larger breeds because they have so much space in there. Oh, Brandy, you're fine. Hey, oh no, no kisses right now. Yes, I always do end up using the scissors at the end. Why do you have to turn it that way? Brandy is not as patient waiting. Okay, so we'll do the front paw now. The door is behind me, so that's why they kind of tend to lean this way. Okay, here's the other paw. Again, we're going to use the number 40. Yes, there are many dogs. As soon as I put their collars on, they're excited to get out of here because they know that's the last step until they get picked up. So, and usually, like I said, so the front paw is always a little bit more sensitive. So she's kind of pulling a little bit away, but still doesn't mind it as much as Brandy does. So I'm going to keep going with her with the clippers. And basically you just hold those paws and don't let go. But still twist them and turn them in many ways. And I always look at the video, I'm like, how are they twisting it that way? But that's comfortable to them. I would, you know, if you're just doing your dog, you can use the ones with just attachments, like the black attachments. But if your dog gets matted, sometimes they don't have power, for one. And the other thing is, you can never sharpen that blade once it goes dull. So the detachable blades on the end is here. Of course, I can just have several of them, and when they start getting dull, I just go take them in to get sharpened. So it is nicer to have the detachable blades, but like I said, either will work, and that clipper blade will stay sharp for a long time if you're just doing your own dog. But if you ever plan on getting another dog, and another dog like myself, you know, when I first got my clippers, I was like, well, might as well get, you know, the best that I can, because I knew I would be grooming my dog for many years. And I've had the same clippers, same thing as the blow dryer there. Basically, once I bought them 16 years ago, I've used the same one. I have a couple of them because sometimes they need a little maintenance, so I do have two of them. But I've been grooming full time, well, not all that time, but grooming for a long time, and they've lasted all that time. Okay. Yes, I do prefer my scissors, Christine. Even though the clippers do pretty good in those pads, I've always preferred the scissors. And that's just, I guess, because my dog, when I first started, didn't like the clippers at all near his feet, so I just naturally went to scissors because I needed to get it done, right? Because you see a lot of dogs, you know, that be at the dog park or wherever, and they'll be kind of nicely groomed up here, but then their feet will kind of look like that because it's so hard to trim those feet. So, and that's how my dog was when I first got him too, because I couldn't trim those feet. So you just gotta bear with each other. Hey, no, no. Brandy, Brandy, come here. She's like, no, I'm ready to play. I don't want to dare go back in that room. Again, she's doing really good with both methods of trimming the feet with the scissors or the clippers. And get those nails done there, so you can see there, hopefully, and how it goes across the pad there. So I just kind of go across like that. And you can see kind of where it goes into a triangle. So I just kind of try to get just the edge of the triangle cut off, if that makes sense. So you can see where it kind of edges off because that's where they're walking on it. So then you know it's kind of safe to trim. And again, it's okay if they bleed. You don't want to cut them too deep, right? But if your dog's nails are overgrown, you know, their feet are going to be sore. Okay, last one, girl. Brandy. That was a very aggressive sit down. She was not wanting to stand there. You were determined. Hi, Brandy. You missing our sister. Okay, so after this, I'm going to trim up the face and pluck her ears. She actually has quite a bit of hair in her ears. So it'll actually be pretty good to see that if your dog has lots of hair in there too. And sometimes you'll notice that, you know, the front claws will be longer and the back claws will be worn down, and or vice versa. It all depends how your dog, if they're pullers, right, then the front claws or nails will be worn down a bit more, or if they like to use their back legs when they're walking or running, right, they're going to use their back feet a little bit more and wear those back nails down. So her back nails are quite a bit shorter than the front. I'm just really just taking off the tips there because they're already a nice length. Okay, so I'm going to get to her face now. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I always have preferred the, for my business, I've always preferred the nail clippers. Just because if a dog's nails aren't being done regularly, their feet and toes are going to be sore, so that grinder is just going to kind of irritate them. Well, come in. Brandy keeps poking her head in and out. Yeah, she's still getting groomed. And whatever method you do choose to use, it's always a challenge. Alright, so before I get to those ears, I'm going to trim that hair all around there. So again, I know that Brandy and Aisha here are really well behaved. And I do that, of course, because of trying to being able to interact with you guys as well. And I want to go a little slower as well. But please check out those difficult doggy grooms on my playlist if your dog is a little bit more challenging, or you want to see the different holding techniques I use for those guys that don't want to stay as nice as these two girls have been. Yes, they have been. I knew they were really good girls. So when the owner booked them, because I don't call in, for these videos and stuff. It's just, whenever the owner kind of wants their dogs groomed, it's just kind of, and if I can record them with timing and whatever, I just kind of book it in and just like, oh, we're doing a live. So I would like to give you guys as much notice as I can, of course. But maybe down the road we'll, because I can't really just pick every Wednesday at a certain time because I don't work every Wednesday. I don't work because I work kind of back and forth. Oh, hi, Kawana. Good to see ya. So that's why my lives are kind of, it's hard to schedule them. So I'm still figuring that out, how to make it best for you guys. Do I just do a live during the day, the last dog of the day, and hope you guys, but I don't know if I can do it until till the dog kind of comes, or because of timing. Sometimes I have a dog but the previous owner hasn't picked up their dog yet, so then I'm kind of waiting for the previous owner, so I wouldn't be able to really do a live video because I get interrupted and have to let the other person pick their dog up. So still figuring this out, but I'll try a few different things and we'll see if it works, and if it doesn't work, then I will do something different, I guess. There we go. I'm just trying to layer. She has quite a bit more, staining or tearing. So I'm trying to go a little bit closer. It's quite a bit dark in there, so I really want to get nice and close. So that owner can, because I know she does wipe those eyes, so it'll definitely help with with filtered water and wet paper towel, cleaning that area. All right, I'm going to be plucking the ears here next. Aisha stopped whining, but every once in a bit she gives a little just like, I'm still here and I'm not happy, I want to go home. Just that little chin hair there. Uh-oh. She's quite the hair on the head here. It kind of goes in all different directions. So kind of hard to get it a little rounded there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get my trusty tweezers. Let's see if I can get you closer there. There we go. Alright, so you can see the hair is nice and long in there. Where are you? I was showing outside the camera. Kind of hard to see that way. Hard when you get not used to you guys being so close. So I'm I'm holding it out to the camera out where it usually is. I'm just taking a little bit at a time here. There we go. But you can see her ears are nice and healthy. So sometimes they'll just get a little bit pink. That's just because this wax here, or this hair here, likes to hold on to the wax. So that's what kind of makes the dog's ears go pink. And then once you get all that hair plucked out, it'll actually go back to a nice natural color. All right, so we'll do the other side. And after this, we're gonna trim up the bum area. I'm just gonna trim right on the edge there. Actually does come up quite easily. Okay. Sorry, she keeps putting her head down there. There we go. Okay, so there we got a pretty good chunk out of there too. Okay. There, see? A little bit more sticks up. Okay. Okay, so like I said, so the body again is a number 7. And I'm going to use a 10. I'm going to switch out the 40 in this undercarriage area and keep everything nice and clean. Up. So sometimes if they have longer legs, they can kind of just lift their legs up and get that area, but sometimes when they have little shorter legs, it's a little harder to get that area, so I like to just lift the whole body at once there, like I did. Alright, so again, around this area, you gotta go nice and slow. There you go. Okay, and then she has some mats in her tail here. I'm going to use the thinning shears. Get those out. always good to have a good pair of thinning shears. For those mats in the ears and the tail. So you get quite a bit of hair out. But as you can see by her tail, it keeps the length. Just thins it out enough to get those mats. So you're not pulling as much. Because then it kind of pulls them to the end there. Yeah. I'll make sure I get them all so you get a little bit of those little ones there. Once I get all these out, then I'll kind of give it a trim. There we go. And these guys have been coming to me for 2.5 years now. I'm going to give some ear solution. And when I get Brandy back, I'll give her some. So the ear solution really helps. You know, if she doesn't have very much, but you know, if there is any wax in there, it helps dry it out. So then when they do shake their ears now for the next little bit, it'll kind of release that wax and hopefully be able to come out of the ears. All right. Okay, I'm going to go get her sister here. Here you go. There you go. Good girl. Okay, we'll put her ear solution in. And I'll see if I missed any questions. So weird. Sometimes it comes up really easy. Oh, there we go. Yes, I used a number 7 skip tooth blade. And yeah, they're always very interested in me trimming them up there. So all my blades, so I have a 10, and then my 7, 5, and 3 3/4 are all skip tooth. I actually don't have any finishing blades. I prefer the skip tooth. Being a groomer, you know, you can use a finishing blade and it probably maybe will be a little bit cleaner, but all my, well, I don't think my clients mind because they keep coming back. I find it much easier to get through that thick fur, and I like to purchase things that are universal, right? I don't like to have, you know, 3 different kinds of scissors and, you know, whatever. I'd like just to use something that works kind of all universally. So I'm gonna trim her face a little shorter. It's a little uneven here. So nice when both dogs listen so well. So yes, I do use the skip tooth. But again, if you're just starting out, probably the finishing blades are a little easier to use. And you know, if you're doing it regularly, you won't need to worry about the mats. So, but then you won't have to worry as much of the, because the skip tooth blades can catch on warts and stuff like that if you're not aware of where those are. And sometimes when the dog gets quite a bit older, there's a lot, she's still pretty good, but there's a lot of loose skin out there or under in some areas. So it's nice to have the finishing, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it catching that skin. Okay, but I think we're all finished up here unless anyone has any questions. These girls did really good. Actually, so when they first came here, they actually came here at about 2 o'clock. Thank you. Or, no, they came here at about 2:30, and then the live was at 3. So I did a really quick trim on them. So I'll just show you. So here's my number 7. Because of course, whenever you do one trim, you always go back again with the clippers to do the second trim. Because it's always going to take off more fur. Even how you can go really slow. That second cut is always going to clean it up a lot nicer. Thank you. You're welcome. I have had a few finishing blades, but I always kind of lean towards the skip tooth. So again, it's your preference for what you like for the finished look. But I just like to know that these blades will always do a great job. And they're really good with the thicker fur. So, and when I have, so many variations of dogs coming in, it's just nice knowing that the skip tooth will always get through that hair, no matter what they come in. What kind of condition their fur is like, and if they have any matting or anything. And no, I usually don't groom 2 dogs at once, so this is just special for you guys. Plus, she's so good. And they are kind of attached to each other, so. Yeah, stand up. Figure I might as well show you guys because I gotta do it anyway, so. Oh, wait. One more. I just gotta go over here. Hey. Aisha. That's right there. Okay, and then I'll just do brandy real quick here. You're getting Aisha's hair, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna swap you. Okay, you gotta move back. Alright, you come here. I know, okay, it's okay. I know. Good girl. I know you don't like it. Oh, I know. You're looking at me with those sad eyes. Like, I don't want to get them again. Give her weight here. Yeah. So that's after the second green. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'd love it if you guys send me any pictures that you have. Just email them to me, and I will post them on my channel on the community board. So I would love that. Yeah. No, you'll only see it on live videos. I won't be doing this on my other videos. I'm sure I get lots of nice comments that way. All right, just snuck out to so the blow dryer that I use is Double K from Double K Industries, and it's the Challenger model. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you guys have any pictures of your dogs, I'd love to see them. And before and after photos, or just some cute photos, I will post them on the community board. I'd love to see your dogs. All right, I think we're all done here. So after I'm done the video here, I'm actually going to blow dry them off just because they have hair all over the place, and I'm pretty sure their owner doesn't want to take that home with them. So thanks everyone for watching. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch and contribute by commenting, giving me a thumbs up, and just do that on the other videos as well. I really do appreciate it, and I really enjoy doing this, and I'm glad you guys get to share that with me. So take care, guys. We'll see you all again soon. Just figuring out how to get out of here. That's funny. You're welcome, everyone. Thanks for your time too. So I look forward to seeing all those pictures coming.